Basically, he's a good friend, so that's the most important thing for me. To feel comfortable with somebody that I can trust on a normal personal basis as well as a so-called professional basis. Songwriting I always do by myself, strictly alone, and he comes up with some ideas for the music, so we basically always exchange ideas and then work on them together. I mean, I did study also on the first album. It's just that people didn't, how would I put it, the first album wasn't that popular, or people didn't get to know it that much. Whatever. Yeah, studying definitely takes a lot of time and energy. I was able to, you know, I was able to finish up my studies. You just have to know what you want in your life, and then you're able to, that's my phone, sorry, and you're able to achieve. So it's all about setting those goals, those fixed goals, and then eventually working towards achieving them. And if you're determined, then you're always able to make it. Yes, to things that I know I can really realize, yes. It's 100% part of my life, and I know that people have difficulties believing in something, but the fact is, it is obvious that there is a higher being, a supreme being. It is obvious that there's an energy that brings each and every one of us together, that brings forth life, that takes life, that allows us to do the things we do. And when people come and ask me, how come you believe in God when there's so much of war and dread in the world? I say, listen, God is in us, and we ourselves are gods, made in God's image. Therefore, we are responsible for the things that happen on this earth. Everything that we know we have control over, we cause. Therefore, we are responsible. When it comes to natural catastrophes or stuff like that, even there, because we pollute. And I mean, so there's always, human beings will always look for a scapegoat to put the fault on. But this is what we're made for. To live and to die, I guess. Live, learn and die. And use, hopefully, for the next life, if there's any next life. Believe in yourself. Believe what you are capable of doing, and it's easier said than done. Believe in that higher being. It is a big challenge, especially if you are living in a world like, for instance, Europe. I noticed, compared to my life in Nigeria, you tend to lose your religion in this place because financially maybe the state caters for you, or people are more at ease here, for instance, compared to back home in Nigeria. People are confronted with other problems here, basically, or how would I put it, psychological issues, and people tend to create problems partially for themselves compared to back home in Africa, where you are confronted with poverty straightforward to your face. Then people believe more when they are going through difficulties, and you can admit that you or I or whoever was on the street, if that person is in danger, would remember God in that very moment. And after that, we tend to always forget who God is when we're feeling fine. So basically, this is the test in life. If you're able to stand strong towards that which you believe in when you're not feeling bad, and still believe, the other way around. You understand? So it's about keeping that belief wherever you are, in whatever condition you're going through. I knew I had to get along for myself. I had to learn the language. I knew I'm now on my own anyway, so I just have to, in a different country, so I just have to adapt to their way of life, to the way people think here. People are more punctual. People are very, very fast in organizing things. You just have to be serious. You just have to be awake. I'm not saying we are not awake in Africa, but it is a different thing. It's a different pace here. Things just work faster. And of course the cold weather, which I think triggers you to do things even more faster because it is cold. So at the end of the day, yeah, this is Europe. It fits. Oof. I think it's within me. It should be within me. Yeah, but I'm still searching for peace of mind. I'm still searching for a healthy equilibrium between good and bad. So oh yes, there are many things I have to work on, definitely. How I approach other people, for instance, or if people are not of the same opinion and I am, then I just have to accept. I can't impose my opinion on everybody or make everybody do what I want. That's not right. Not right. If not, I should live my life alone. You know. Yeah, that's one thing. And then of course, you know, there are many things that we can change. But yeah, especially the ego thing. People are very, very self-centered in this world. And if we want to make a change, and if we talk about political change and economical change, and it has to start with dropping the ego and not seeing ourselves first and our own self-profit in the first place. That's the thing. Yeah, I believe that, yes, I believe in fate. And in this case, this is really something I never thought I would do. And I am doing it. So let's see where it takes me to. And I do it with my heart. And as long as I continue to do it with my heart, I don't think I would suffer. But from that day on, when I start hating what I love, then I have to drop. Lauryn Hill? No, definitely not. Lauryn Hill is big. She's, yeah, it's an honor. Let's just keep it there. It's an honor. Like I mentioned earlier on, it was never my intention to do this. I mean, I did love doing music, like for myself, and it has always been a kind of therapy for me and for the people around me in a small circle. The fame, I mean, I don't care.
But you can also use the fame for a purpose.
Yeah, I don't care about the fame, being famous. It's good to have people listen. That's the good thing about dragging people with your music. But sometimes, for instance, when I'm on stage and I feel like sitting down, yeah, and I'll sit down and then the people in the back can't see me, and then you hear them start screaming, yeah, stand up, we can't see you, and I'll be like, listen, it's not about seeing me. Listen, that's what's important. No. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, it's good to have your freedom. I mean, it's good for me to have my freedom because I'm able to express myself how I feel at that very point in time, and I let it go. As long as we live, we grow spiritually and physically, or we rejuvenate, which is also change. Might be negative, might be positive. Therefore, what I produce or bring forth is a chapter of my life. That means if I would listen to everything or go back to what I've done, I would know exactly how I felt in that moment. And it's good for me because I can see my development or my redevelopment. So it's a good thing.
Like a diary.
It's like a diary, exactly. I don't know if people really understood the lyrics though.
Really?
I know it's about the up-tempo thing. I see the way people go wild on the concert, and you just go, they wait for the chorus. Everything else is irrelevant. We just go ha 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 ha, and when you're down, everybody watches and waits for the next ha 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 to come. So I don't know if people understand the content. The beat is nice, the drum and bass, but that song is very, very political, and many people also misunderstand that it is it's about a relationship, a personal boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, but it's not. You know, it's about how Europe, basically the Western world, has influenced Africa, and what we as Africans are now doing with ourselves for that fact, our resources, our pride, our tradition, indigenous tradition, culture, we forget because we are now focused on the new world, new technology, and so-called civilization. So yeah, it's kind of it's a query. It's very sad song. Yeah. No. Both mind and heart can not exist without one another. That is what I mean. Without knowing what happiness is, you can't know what sadness is. Without knowing who you are, you would never know who somebody else is. So basically it's about polarity and the necessity of polarity in life. It's a song that also should encourage people who are going through hard times, that no matter what situation it may be, you're always destined to experience the opposite, as long as you're living this life and you believe. Yeah, that we begin to realize that, you know, we have to drop this self-centeredness And like I always say, it's easier said than done. Drop the self-centeredness and see that we are capable of doing many things that we think we're not capable of doing, such as educating our youth, you know, providing appropriate industries or infrastructure. We're capable of doing these things. We don't have to travel out of Africa to find ourselves, for us to come back and then take. So at the end of the day, everything we need is within our continent. Hello everybody, my name is Nneka. You are on Nellomag. Stay tuned and be inspired. I mean, I did study also on the first album. It's just that people didn't, how would I put it? The first album wasn't that popular, or people didn't get to know it that much. Whatever. To feel comfortable with somebody that I can trust on a normal personal basis as well as a so-called professional basis. Songwriting I always do by myself, strictly alone, and he comes up. Yeah, studying definitely takes a lot of time and energy. I was able to, you know, I was able to finish up my studies. You just have to know what you want in your life, and then you're able to, that's my phone, sorry, with some ideas for the music. So we basically always exchange ideas and then work on them together. Basically, he's a good friend, so that's the most important thing for me.